So welcome to what would be number one of my vlog videos, I guess. I don't know how to go about this because this is something I'm really not used to, but yeah, I decided to have a vlog channel. I decided that it would be a good idea to open up a little bit of my world into just, the day in the life, I suppose, of me and what I do other than just making the videos that you see and some of my life and that kind of stuff. So I don't like to feel like I'm preparing for something. I just kind of like to go into it. But this is number one of the videos, what to expect from my vlog channel. Well, basically, you'll probably be seeing a little bit into my life, my boring daily life, and it depends on what mood I'm in and what kind of stuff is going on for that day, I guess. You'll probably be seeing a lot of my best friend because he's a big part of my life, and he's also just, one of the people, or probably the main person that I can just be, goofy around in myself, and we have a lot of fun together, and, aside from just doing jungle stand, we like to just sing and be funny and all that kind of stuff. And then there's the acting aspect of it, the stuff that I do when I'm doing my plays and my mysteries and the process of those and how those go and, behind the scenes sort of things. And what else? Maybe a little bit into my volunteering and my Girl Scouts, that kind of a thing. So depending on what it is, you'll probably be seeing a lot of that. Other than that, you'll probably hear me talking like today. And I hope my camera is not doing what I think it's doing. It's not focusing. But anyway, so today I woke up really about 7-ish, sending my daughter off to school today. She had school pictures, so I was doing her hair this morning, and putting makeup on her, on my 10-year-old, and sending her out to do school pictures today. She looked really gorgeous, if I do say so myself. She was in a cute little, turquoise blazer with, this really funky looking tank underneath, and black jeggings with, embellishments on the butt, and she had, black shoes on, and she just radiates gorgeousness, so. And then, I get online, and I think this is probably the problem that I have. Most of you know that I don't really do a lot of talking about my personal life, and there's a reason for that, because I feel like if you know too much information, then there's no mystery left for people, and also it's kind of hard to distinguish the person that you're putting out there in public and the person that you really are at home. For me, I'm not really that much different, except I'm a lot more emotional than I show everybody else. And so what started today for me was there is this friend that I had. She used to do plays as well. She left our little company due to she has multiple sclerosis. But before I get into all of that, she is the spunkiest person I've ever met. In fact, I decided that I wanted to be friends with her because she just has the same wit and the same humor, and she has all this energy, and she used to be a stand-up comic. She does that. She paints, she acts, she has a full-time job. She's a very social person. She's a very active person, and I know she's had MS for numbers and numbers of years. But she still did all these things anyway. Up until recently, when she decided that she wasn't going to do this anymore, there was some other drama that went along with it involving people that we act for, the writer and the director, the ones that put on all of our mysteries and stuff like that. So there was a situation where she felt that she no longer wanted to stay in the company, and she decided that she was going to leave of her own accord. And we did have a show that she was rehearsing on with us, and she decided that she didn't want to do it. And with no other warning, I basically was told within a 2-week span of time that I had to replace her because she decided she didn't want to do it anymore. And she had confided in me that she was going to do this, but at the same time she said she was going to finish the show that was coming up. So anyway, couple of weeks went going on back and forth with a lot of just, not knowing what was going on, me being confused because I really didn't want to have to learn a whole new part when I already had gotten my part down, and I worked so hard on it and practicing and doing the music. And if you know anything about me, I'm the biggest procrastinator that has ever lived. So when it comes down to having to learn anything, it is a very big struggle with me. And I'm not one of those people that can study every day and recall information. I'm one of those people that needs to have it auditorily, or I need to do it repetitively on the day that I need it, because I found out in different ways of studying that that's the best way I can go about it. So anyway, I have struggled with this for quite a long time since I've started with the cast, but I managed to pull it off. I managed to do it. So I was told that I had to replace her. It didn't bear well with me. In fact, the one day that I came to rehearsal a little late, when I walked in, she was there, and I didn't quite understand it, and it was kind of like a big question mark over my head if you could see me. And I wasn't understanding like what was going on, so I had inquired about her and if she was going to finish the show or do the show, and our writer said that, yeah, she was going to do it. And then I said, well, what happens after that? And he's like, well, I told you what happens after that. You're taking over her role. And I said, well, what if I don't feel comfortable with that, or if I don't really want to do that? And he's like, well, then you better tell me now, because then I'm going to have to replace you. And so I could feel the tension getting thicker in the air, and I really was feeling like a cat cornered, and I just really didn't feel good about it. So I had, I just sat there kind of like shaking my head, and he was like, so is that your final answer? And I kind of just shook my head, shrugged my shoulders, and he's like, well, then we no longer need your services, Dawn. So then I got really upset, and I stood up, and I'm not a person that is very quiet about what I feel. If I feel it, I'm going to say it, and that's unfortunately one of the banes of my existence. So I pretty much told him that what I thought. I don't recall everything I said, and I stormed out, and my best friend followed me. Of course, Chris and I both act together. Not only are we just best friends, but he's the reason why I came into this company, because he had me audition for this company, C&M, Crime and Merriment we're called. So anyway, so that happened, and this person that I was supposed to replace, she kind of just sat there and didn't say anything and didn't whatever. So after that happened, she said that she spoke up for me. She kind of went over to the writer and said, maybe this shouldn't be, or whatever, and he had told her to mind her own business and that kind of thing. It caused a little bit of dissension between her and I, because, like I said, she sort of said one thing and did another. It was like a revolving door sort of thing. Anyway, flash out of that, because there's been a whole chunk of time that went by that her and I just stopped talking. There was another situation where she contacted me where she wanted to remedy our relationship. She wanted to apologize for anything she had said to me in the past that hurt me. And then she kind of drudged up the same stuff again, and then all of a sudden she kind of dropped on me that she regrets ever sticking up for me, and she also should never have gotten involved, and that I need to fix this, and that I need to get her back in, and it's just craziness. I shut down after that. I shut down. I stopped talking to her. I really didn't need any more additional drama going on with everything else. So anyway, this past Saturday, out of the clear blue, it's been about 2 or 3 months since I spoke to her, she sends me a message about an item she had lent me for one of those plays. It was a pin. And she had said that she wanted to get it back, which was fine. But as I'm reading this and as I'm sitting there with my best friend, we both kind of looked at each other, and he kind of looked at me, and I started to get upset, because I'm thinking, now why is this coming out of the clear blue sky? Why is this even being brought up right now? And in fact, there's so much stuff on my phone back and forth with this whole thing. The bottom line is that she asked for it back, and I said it was fine, but she wanted to come by my house, which I kind of got a little like, okay, why wouldn't you just want me to send it? So I had said at first it was okay, and then I said, why are you doing this? And she said, well, this is one of the items that I had before I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and it's a memory of that. And I just felt like she was just trying to make me feel bad. And I'm not one of those people that can take things like that very lightly. In fact, I don't. In fact, I don't just disqualify people's statements. I kind of run it through my brain, and then I'm like, why did she say that? So it's been going on back and forth, and bottom line with that is, honestly, my whole problem with people in general is, if you can't be upfront, if you can't be direct and to the point about what it is you expect or want from me, I don't feel comfortable with people doing things in a roundabout way. I'm a person that needs to be directly told things, because I sort of am always questioning, and I'm always doubting, and I'm always thinking, like, what do they mean by that? And maybe that's to my fault, but if you knew anything about my life in the last 42 years of it, you'd understand that I'm very, very leery of people. I, at times, can be very mistrustful. There are times that I second guess a lot of things. And it's also, I know, a lot to do with my own self-doubt. I mean, I've worked through that over the course of my 20s and 30s, but, I still have moments where I still doubt myself. And this is one of those times where I doubt myself, because I'm out there doing these plays, and I'm singing and I'm acting, but at the same time, it kind of dredges up other stuff for me, where it's like having to learn things, and having to be good at something, and having to let people in and see your vulnerable side, and befriending people. And I really thought, when I befriended this certain person that was in my company, that she reminded me so much of my grandmother, my mom's mom. She was so spunky, my grandmother, and she was vain in a way, and she was also like a performer. She used to sing in nightclubs and things like that, and I admired her so much, and I think that I got my will to sing and to be out there from her, because Lord knows my mom got her courage from liquids, and my dad, he's one of those, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain my dad, but anyway, so I really liked this person. I admired her, but at the same time, there was a lot of cynicism, and there was a lot of complaining, and there was a lot of, and we both did it, we both had our issues with certain people in the play and that kind of stuff. But she decided to leave, and she decided to do what she needed to do for her, but I stayed, and I kind of feel like the reason that she holds things above my head is I stayed, and she decided to leave because she has health issues, from what she tells me. Now she's indicating that I'm not a true friend, or that that she sees now that she regrets ever becoming friends with me because of the stuff I was throwing in her face. I wasn't throwing anything in her face. I was basically trying to understand, like, where out of nowhere are you coming from, contacting me and asking me for this specific item back, which I have no problem giving you back, but why is it such an ordeal? I mean, why isn't it just a simple, give me your address, or I'll send it to you, or I'll give it to somebody that we mutually know, and they can get it to you, and just end it there? Why did it have to go on and on and on? So that's been clouding my mind. And then I had two really good conversations with, of course, one of them being my best friend. And, he knows the ins and outs of the whole situation, and he's very supportive of me, and he feels like, that she's 100% wrong, because she doesn't really get my way of reacting as it not being mean, but that it's just kind of like she's looking for drama, and I'm kind of like on the opposite side of that. And then there's my other friend, Just Liz, who I'm becoming really close with through, Facebook and YouTube, and we talk on the phone a lot, and we communicate, through via text or via messages and stuff like that. And I called her, and I sort of, kind of cried to her and stuff, and she echoed the same words about not, understanding, not wanting people that cause kind of like negativity and drama and that kind of a thing. And I'm struggling with it. I'm not going to lie. I am struggling with it. I'm still having a problem thinking of the right thing to say and do. If you shut the door completely, will that mean something happens? I'm going to feel bad about it. Or, if I just keep it at a civil pace, is that just enough to just get through? Or completely just forget about this person and move on and do what I've been doing? I don't know. That's sort of been my day. And I'm on the brink of having to record my CVS haul. And of course, lo and behold, like every single time I go to fucking shoot something, my binder that I used to coupon with is not here because it was left in the car. And, you know, the person, well, my daughter's father, his name is Joe, which I'm going to start referring to him as his normal name because I always say my daughter's father, my daughter's father. We are not together, we're not married, we live together, we parent our daughter together, we have a family, we live as a family. He's, you know, he's like my other arm, my other leg, he's like, you know, very important in my life, and, you know, we don't have a love relationship as a romantic relationship, we didn't get married. There's been a lot of issues, you know, reasons why. That's a whole other video. That's something I don't get into, but just putting it out there. So Joe has the car and the coupon binders in there with the receipts, with the coupons, with the flyer, so I can't make a legitimate video showing the proof of what I spent and how I did it and all that stuff. So I'm going to have to go verbatim off the brain that never works because his brain shuts down every time I'm going to make a video. And yeah. And I didn't want to start my vlog channel this way, but, you know, I'm not going to lie. This is who I am. I'm a truly introverted person sometimes, and sometimes I'm really not. I can be the most social, most outgoing person there is, and then I can be a complete and utter introvert. You know, the walls are up, back away, step away, you know. But I do truly appreciate my people that I have that support me, that come and watch my videos, that comment on them, people that comment on my Facebook, that come to Sample Swap Shop. That's a whole other ordeal. Sample Swap Shop has just been so good to me. CholyFlower, you know, my out, listen to me. You know, just my other page and all that kind of stuff. Those things are great. For me, it just, sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle because it's filling up a day. I'm trying to be a mom. I'm trying to be, you know, that YouTube personality. I'm trying to be the actor. I'm trying to be, you know, a friend. I'm trying to be a lot of things, and sometimes I get lost in the whole shuffle of it. It's like, okay, I still don't know what it is I really am, what I am supposed to be or who I'm supposed to be. So sometimes I don't know, I have to color it in for what I feel that day. But I digress. I tend to do that. I do a lot of talking and then I go off board and it becomes a completely different conversation. But I'm going to stop this video because I talked enough. I'm probably going to upload a ton of old karaoke videos. You'll probably see a ton of random stuff that my best friend and I had done. I'm releasing, I'm unprivatizing all of those. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. It's going to be a journey. It's going to be an adventure, or it could be the most boring thing ever. And you guys could probably just be like, you know what am I watching? Why am I subscribed to this? But it's real. It's not touched up. It's not going to be airbrushed. This is the kind of stuff that is what it is. And, yeah, so I got a video to make. I got to go actually make a real video now. So I will see you guys in my next one.